Hi, I'm Rick Suyo with Hayes TV. Imagine seeing George Foreman crooning on stage here at the Hayes Center, or Serena Williams lyrically lamenting. Or how about Tiger Woods boogieing, not bogeying? Well, they're all going to be in Blowing Rock. Well, maybe not exactly, but at least a group of professional actors and singers will be spoofing all of these athletes in the off-Broadway hit comedy musical Chuckleball, which will be performing here at the Hayes Center on Friday, April 15, part of the Blue Ridge Food and Wine Festival. I had a chance to sit down in video conference with Jason Goldstein, the co-creator and director of Chuckleball.
North Carolina, I mean, we're a very proud sports state here. We have lots going on with our college teams. Obviously, I think everyone knows about the Duke and North Carolina basketball tradition.
Got it in there.
Got that in there. And then we have a lot of sports, pro sports teams too. We have the Carolina Panthers and the Bobcats in Charlotte. We have the Carolina Hurricanes. They're out of Raleigh. And obviously here, even more local, is ASU and their football and basketball team as well. So, yeah,
we're the show as well.
We're
just putting in all the plugs.
Yeah, we're looking forward to seeing what you're going to spoof up here as well. Cool.
We did a lot of homework. Lots of homework. I'd say probably, I don't want to give a percentage because I don't know, but it's probably 30 to 40% of the show is solely, if not more, is very North Carolina centric.
What about NASCAR? That's
huge.
A lot
of racing.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned some sports celebrities that have possibly been to your show. Have any been to your show? And what were their reaction when they saw it?
Well, we performed in front of Yogi Berra, and that was
yeah.
Really,
he writes his own scripts.
He writes his own script. He gave us a great quote. He said, "Chuckleball made me laugh. It was funny too," and that's a Yogiism. I mean,
classic.
Wonderful. We wrote a song because we knew he was going to be there. You know the song, Please Tell Me What, it's, Let's Give Them Something to Talk About. You know, let's give them something to talk about. We did Please Tell Us What Yogi's Talking About, and it was all of the Yogiisms, and that was really fun.
Well, tell us, we know about Christiana Little. Tell us a little bit more about the cast that you've assembled for this Hayes Center production.
Well, we're very excited. Before I talk about the cast quickly, I want to just talk about my two partners on the show.
Oh, sure.
Ian Nemser and Brad Resnick are really, they work with me on the show, and the three of us really are the core to getting the show together. Ian, actually, I went to high school with. He was a couple of years older than me. He starred in the shows. And when I came up with the concept for the show and decided I wanted to workshop it, I called up Ian and I said, Ian, you're a really talented performer. I think you got a great mind for directing chops, and I know you love sports. Why don't you come help me out, put the show together? So Ian was in our original workshop, and he's performed in the show many times. He lives in Los Angeles, out in Hollywood, so we work, using technology, and he's flying out to co-direct the show with me. And we have a great cast. Everyone in this cast has done the show before, which is really exciting. As you mentioned, Christiana Little is our female on the show. The female has a lot to do, all the female celebrities in sports. And then our gentleman, we have a man by the name of Chris Culberson, and he's terrific. He has done a lot of musical theater out on the West Coast and out here in New York City, too. Christopher Wren is a wonderful character actor. Actually, he's going to be spending most of his summer in Nashville, Tennessee, doing some dramatic roles. But he's a fantastic actor. And then we have John Stasio, who was in our original company in Philadelphia when we did the show in Philly. And John is back for more. He's fantastic. I don't know who has the most wigs in the show. I got to figure that out. But there's more choreography that happens backstage than on stage.
I'm sure it's busy behind the scenes.
I mean, one of the things that makes the show great, and I think your audience should listen for this, is the backup vocals. Remember, we're using just piano. We have this kind of cabaret sound. We have let me mention the pianist. We have a new pianist that we've added to our group named Barry Spatz, and he is dynamite. Dynamite, one of the strongest pianists I've heard in a while. He's just great. Yeah, so it's just piano and the singers because we want to create kind of a cabaret intimacy feel. But you want the songs to sound like the originals, so much of it is in the backup harmonies and vocals. So backstage, you're ripping off this baseball jersey, you're putting on a full football getup, you're putting on the wig, you're getting the mustache on, and you're singing into a backstage mic, ooh, ah, whatever the backups are, the echoes that you remember from the original song. It's tough.
That's quite a challenge.
Run out and then remember, okay, then I got back on, I have to sing this vocal. There's 4 people, we're doing, 30-something numbers. It moves really fast. Sometimes you're playing 2-3 characters in one number, so you have to layer and you have to Velcro and you have to. It's insane. We don't have any dressers back there. The cast can just make it happen.
Wow. Yeah,
You get a prop. You need every tennis racket and wristband, and the batting gloves. We try not to cut corners. We want everything to be as authentic as possible. No cleats. We're not wearing cleats.
Good. I want to jump back, and I also heard that in one of your productions, and I don't know how long ago, you had the pianist from the show Glee doing your shows as well. Tell us a little bit about that and any other little tidbits that our audience may not know about creating your show.
Sure. So the development of the show, as I said, I started the idea for it. Actually, I started the idea a long time ago. I had I always, whenever I have an idea for a new musical or play or a movie, TV show, song, whatever, I'll write it on a list and throw it in a book or whatever. And I noticed that I wrote sports parody musical probably 15 years ago, if not longer. No, maybe about 15, maybe a little less. But I didn't actually start working on it until the spring and summer of 2003. I started working on it. And as I was developing, I brought Ian in. We did our first workshop in October of 2003. In 2004, we did our first run off Broadway in New York City. Since then, we've had run-out dates and little runs and corporate dates and college productions and sit-downs, and we did our run in Philly and what have you. And along the way, we learned from the Capitol Steps. We learned from Forbidden Broadway, our cousins out there. I don't know. But we wanted to be sponges. We wanted to constantly make the show better. If you look at some of our early writing to today, it's tighter, it's stronger, constantly evolving. Things don't happen overnight. But part of that was bringing in people and collaborating with people who know more and can teach us and strengthen the show. So we were doing a workshop of the show out in California. And I was thinking, if I could get the dream person to help us with the show, it would be this gentleman named Brad Ellis. I did not know about Glee at the time. And Brad is really loved in the industry. He is a fantastic musician, pianist, arranger. His understanding of even just how a show is put together, especially a musical review like this. I think he did over 2,000 performances of Forbidden Broadway in New York City. And then he went out to do Forbidden Hollywood. So he knew the type of show we're doing. And I called him up and said, we're developing the show. Could you help advise us and work with us? And he played for a couple of gigs out there, and he'll still do some gigs that we do on the West Coast. But he's been. We've learned so much from him, and he's been a great advisor to the show.
Well, just to kind of wrap up here, just any last things you want to mention about yourself or Chuckleball or anything on your mind?
Absolutely. The goal of Chuckleball at the end of the day, and yes, we have some wonderful art, and we have some wonderful commentary about sports and thought and how it affects our country and blah, blah, blah. It's about fun. It's about coming in and laughing, having a great time. And I highly encourage everyone to come and see the show. It's great. If you don't think you're a big sports fan, don't be turned off by the show. Don't say, sports, not my cup of tea. You still are going to enjoy it because we have 4 fantastic singers. They're going to be doing about 30 songs. And actually I should say 30 numbers, because some of the numbers are actually medleys of multiple songs. So I'd have 50 different actual songs in the show. And many of you will know, and just the pun of hearing the rewritten lyrics are great. If you're on the fence, I would suggest coming out anyway, seeing the show. You're going to regret it if you don't. It's a lot of fun. And I hope that everyone has as much fun with the show as we do. It's a blast.
Great. Well, that's a great way to end this segment. The show is Chuckleball, and it will be performing here at the Hayes Performing Arts Center on Friday, April 15, and it's part of the Blue Ridge Food and Wine Festival. So come on out and get your tickets. Thanks so much for sitting with us, Jason.
My pleasure, Rick. I can't wait to meet you in person. When is it? April 15th?
To see part 1 of this interview, go to www.hayescenter.org, where you'll also see other Chuckleball videos and video clips, plus videos of upcoming shows and events here at the Hayes Center. I'm Rick Suyo with Hayes TV.